Akuma, the Raging Demon. For over 3 decades, he's been the ultimate definition of the glass cannon archetype in Street Fighter. Now, when people play Akuma, they accept that he has low health, but in return, they get access to some of the best normals in the game, the best movement, crazy offense, and of course, one of the coolest supers in fighting game history, the Raging Demon. But we have to talk about the state of Akuma in Street Fighter 6 right now, particularly in the competitive scene. Because Street Fighter 6 is such a mechanic-heavy game, almost every character has access to super easy and fast pressure with Drive Rush, and huge explosive damage isn't really unique to Akuma anymore. Even JP, a zoner, can pump out crazy damage pretty easily in this game. So Akuma is a glass cannon, but some other characters get the cannon without the glass. Today, we're going to look past the legacy aspect of Akuma's 9,000 health to answer the question, does Akuma need more health in year 4 of Street Fighter 6, or should it stay as it is? Now, before we get into this, hold on, because I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Chris, you're an Akuma main, you're an Akuma down player, and you just want to see your best character get even stronger in Street Fighter 6. And let me stop you there, because I am not an Akuma main. I do not play this character. I've never entered a tournament with this character. I am not trying to defend him as an Akuma main myself. So, just putting that out there before we start this video. I'm trying to make this as unbiased as I can, even though it's kind of hard, but I think it's just something kind of fun to talk about, so let's go. So to understand why Akuma has lower health than other characters, we gotta go back to where it all started, and this is in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, back all the way in 1994. So when he came out, he was a secret playable boss character, and Capcom decided that he was so powerful that they needed to give him less health to make him more fair and balanced. So this didn't really work because he was so powerful that he had no bad matchups, and he was considered so broken by the competitive scene, he's the only character that is always banned in every Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo tournament because he is, by definition, broken. Now, even though he was super broken in that game, the trend of him having less health than every other character stuck in every subsequent title. Street Fighter Alpha 2, Alpha 3, Street Fighter 3, every version of Street Fighter 4, and Street Fighter 5, he always had less health than the rest of the cast, although never quite as strong as his complete broken state in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So one of the big reasons why Akuma has lower health than the rest of the cast is because he has really high damage output, and that's a way to kind of balance it all out, right? Well, let's see if that's actually true. Does Akuma really have better damage output than the rest of the cast in Street Fighter 6 right now? And that's the big point I'm trying to make here, right now. Because Akuma, when he dropped back in year 1 of Street Fighter 6, was actually a much stronger character than he is right now. He's gotten nothing but nerfs since he came out, and the game has kind of moved in a different direction, which has changed how he does damage and how he kind of uses drive meter to continue his pressure. What does Akuma actually get in this game to justify that 9,000 health? Well, I think it's a couple things. So first and foremost, Akuma can combo from crouching light punch into standing light kick. That is huge in this game. And not only can he combo into standing light kick from crouching light punch, he can also drive rush cancel standing light kick and continue for a combo on normal hit. Now that's really unique for the Shotos. Now you might be thinking, what do you mean that's unique for the Shotos? Ryu can do it too. Yeah, he can, but Ryu can't chain from light punches into standing light kick. See how Akuma's blocking all that? And this is really useful for those times when you're doing like one jab into a standing light kick with Akuma kind of at far range, and you want to convert into a combo, but you'd be too far away to get like a second jab. See how that kind of whiffs? But this doesn't. That is really privileged for Akuma, and that's not something a lot of characters can do, especially the other Shotos. So that's a strength for sure. Alright, another strength that justifies Akuma's low health is his absolutely insane corner pressure. This guy has every single option in the world after forward throw. I think he has one of the better throw loops in this game. Here, you dash forward after this throw. That's going to leave you +9 if you do the dash. You don't even have to dash. You can just walk forward. You can do whatever you want after that. And not only does he get amazing Oki off of his throw, he also gets really good Oki off of most of his knockdowns in his combos. Like something like this. If you do this, that puts you +8. In case you guys don't know, +8's a really good number for Akuma, because that means he gets this, which will put him +4 on block, even more on hit, and he can confirm into a big combo. And again, just letting Akuma get all that damage that he really wants to do into the big boy damage in the corner with a level 3 at the end. So that also justifies his 9,000 health. So let's see how much damage Akuma actually does, starting with his most practical high damage combo in the corner. Alright, so at low health with your critical art, that's going to do 7,015 damage, and not using all of your drive meter either. That leaves you with a little tiny bit. So that's his most optimal practical combo that you're going to be doing in a real match as a DP punish. Now let's check out his mid-screen stuff. Alright, so let's check out a basic crouching medium kick drive rush cancel combo. That's going to be 2,299 damage. So we're still not clearing 3,000 ever with any of these combos. And if I spend level 3 early with the CA mid-screen, this is going to bring me all the way up to 5,179 damage. Alright, so now we know his basic values for most combos that you're going to be using. Now let's check out some other characters. So Sagat's corner damage is going to be something like this. This is going to be close to optimal in a real match. Alright, so with CA that takes us to just below 7,000 damage. So about 300 damage less, give or take, than Akuma gets with his optimal. However, Sagat does have to completely burn himself out for that. Meanwhile, Akuma would have a little tiny bit of drive meter left. Terry's another great example of a character that has really high damage while being a standard Shoto type, but as I'm making this video, I'm realizing going through every single character's combos, mid-screen, and in the corner is going to take a really long time, so here's a quick list of what everybody can do and the average damage values of their best combos. Alright, so we got Street Fighter 4 loaded up here just to kind of show you what I think about Akuma and why a lot of Akuma players asking to give him more health in year 4. And I think it's because for people who've used Akuma in the past, Street Fighter 6 Akuma doesn't feel that Akuma-y outside of the high damage. Because if we look at him in Street Fighter 4, he has a neutral air fireball, he's got all these different angles. He's got an OD fireball, EX in this game. You know, he can do this. He can do it from a back jump too. He can do a normal fireball from a back jump. His teleport, this was invulnerable frame 1. It had recovery when it was finished, but this was an actual move you could use if you thought somebody was going to push a button. You could kind of just yeet right out of there, which you can't do in Street Fighter 6 because the invulnerability is not there, not like it is in this game. And he's got really good like demon flip stuff. He's got this. This was kind of weak in this game, the kick, but you had a command grab, like a throw in the air. You also had this palm that would hit opponents and give you a hard knockdown if it hits. So this demon flip into punch right here gave you a really good knockdown and let you set up your mix. It's been way too long since I ever touched this game, so I don't remember any of the setups, but he just had so many cool things. You know, you could do this, and then let's not forget his demon. You actually had guaranteed raging demon setups in this game because you could do the overhead and then cancel it before it became active. Just like this. And you could get this guaranteed if your opponent was blocking because they saw the overhead coming, right? So this was actually really, really strong and a good way to use it. But in Street Fighter 6, you don't really have guaranteed ways to set up your demon unless it's kind of like some knowledge check situations. Sometimes it can be kind of guaranteed, but those situations are so far and few between. And look, that does like half health. It's a lot of damage, and he's got really good fireballs. You do this. So I think for older Akuma players, the point I'm trying to get at is the fast walk speed, the high damage, also like the utility, all the things he could do, get in quickly, get out of there quickly. It felt like he had a lot of strong tools, and it felt like he could move and kind of control the screen better than everybody else. So having lower health made sense because, yeah, you had all these like really stupid tools, and if someone is able to beat you and get in, they should deserve to beat you faster because this is all like really, really hard to fight. And if you ever fought like a really good like tournament level Akuma player, you'll know this character was really, really hard to get into. He was just a very, very strong character. And I think the players who were using him could also kind of agree that the lower health was justified because you had all these really dumb tools, right? But I don't think it feels like that so much in Street Fighter 6. Like, this fireball is so much stronger than his fireball in Street Fighter 6. This demon flip is so much stronger than it is in Street Fighter 6. The teleport so much stronger than it was in Street Fighter 6. Like, the list goes on and on and on about how much stronger all of his tools were in this game compared to Street Fighter 6. The only thing he really gets in Street Fighter 6 that's much better than this game, I think, is just access to really, really high damage consistently in the corner. Alright, so that wraps that up. Let's go on to our next point. Remember Street Fighter 4 neutral jump fireball? Doesn't have it. Jump back fireball? Doesn't have it. Only has a jump forward air fireball in this game. And it's not even really that good. I mean, like, look. So I'm the Ryu player. Look how far away I am. I see him do it. I get a DP from all the way there. Like, that is so easy to anti-air. It doesn't really feel that strong. You really only use the air fireball as like noise to kind of confuse your opponent. But if you're fighting somebody good, it's not really that useful to use in a real match. Doesn't work most of the time. Remember the teleport we were talking about? When we took a look at that in Street Fighter 4? This thing has no invulnerability on startup. Look at it. I can just react to it. As soon as he lands, he goes for it. I can even hit pretty late into it. There's like no invulnerability whatsoever, not even against throws. So it's really just like this niche kind of movement tool that you can use after some setups to get in. Or is this kind of like niche command grab follow-up afterwards. But again, you don't really see good high-level Akuma players using that because it's so high risk, so low reward for a character that already has low health, and you don't want to be taking those kind of crazy risks to maybe land something like this. Now, of course, if you're just like a regular person kind of playing ranked matches, yeah, you can use it and stuff, but I'm talking about high tournament level. It's just not something you see from people. So Akuma doesn't really have like the crazy air options that he used to have in the older games. No command grab from this. He's only got this chop, which is plus on block, so he doesn't really have as many crazy options out of his demon flip. He can't do the fireball out of this demon flip either. He has to use the OD version to do a fireball out of this, which again isn't really that strong in neutral. So it's just, again, another example of him not really having the strong movement options that he used to have in the older games outside of his really good walk speed and his really good fireball and his crazy normal. Don't get me wrong, standing heavy punch, this move is absolutely bonkers in this game. So is crouching medium punch. These two buttons are really good, and that paired with his fast movement makes him really scary to fight against in this game, but it's not really the kind of Akuma that everybody knows from back in the day. It's not really that style of Akuma. Alright, so here's what I think is actually going on with Akuma right now in Street Fighter 6. What is his actual historical reason for having lower health than everybody else? Amazing movement speed, better like mix-ups and pressure that nobody else can do, access to high damage, and just options and safety and like this annoying gameplay style that was really strong in the previous games. But he doesn't really have that in Street Fighter 6, and not only does he not really have that outside of the combo damage, but in a game where characters like M. Bison can do drive rush scissor kick in neutral, having fast walk speed doesn't really feel that special, and it's kind of hard for Akuma players to feel like, oh yeah, I have the best walk speed in the game, when you got guys like Bison just zipping and popping all over the screen, Kimberly doing like standing heavy punch like run slop, and all this other crazy stuff in the game. So just like, yeah, okay, I got fast walk speed. It feels good. Like you're not gonna not want the fast walk speed, but like everybody kind of has it because the universal mechanics in this game are so strong. Ryu does stupid damage. This guy sneezes on you. He's doing like 60% of your health all the time. I don't play Ryu, so I don't know how to do the combos, but you know, Ryu, what are Ryu's weaknesses? Ryu has 10,000 health. What are his weaknesses? Okay, he can't link into standing light kick, and all the people who play him do Fenton Walmart washrooms. Like, that's it. Like, he's... it's so hard to justify Akuma's 9,000 health. So that brings me to my next point. Does Akuma actually need more than 9,000 health? And I'm actually going to say no. I don't think it's the fact that Akuma needs more health. It's that I think other characters have access to A, too much damage, and B, just too many options. Like, I think Akuma is a bit of a symptom of the overall problem of the way this game is kind of moving. They've taken away so many weaknesses from so many characters. Ryu is a great example of that. When he came out, he wasn't a very good character. Now he's one of the best. And I'm not trying to pick on Ryu players. He's just like one of many characters that are kind of like that. It's hard to feel special as an Akuma, as like an Akuma main, when you have so much less health, when I can pull up this list and tell you characters who do almost as much damage, if not more, than him, right? And they are top tier characters. I'm not going to mention Marissa because she's low tier, but like JP does a stupid amount of damage and he's really good. Ryu is really good. You know, who else? Blanca does stupid damage and he's really good. His level 2 is absolutely bonkers. You know, and the list goes on and on. Like Ed, Bison, Sagat. Don't even get me started with Sagat. This guy's damage is silly. You know, Ingrid too now. And all these characters are generally in the higher tier, kind of in the top 10-ish range of pro tournaments right now. Does Mai, with all her tools available, really need 10,000 health? I don't think so. I think someone like Mai should also have maybe now 9,500 or 9,000 health, right? At least see Viper, like she has high damage, but her defense is really bad. Mai has good damage, good defense, great everything, good walk speed. She's got it all. And then Akuma still has 9,000. So I don't think it's necessarily the fact that Akuma needs more health. That's the big issue. I think it's just that there's just been some power creep going on. And some characters have access to too many tools without enough weaknesses. And then you've got some other characters like Chun-Li in the game who can't even like consistently combo off of their level 2, and it's like, why can't she do that when Mai gets like everything, right? So I think it's less of an Akuma needs more health problem, and more of the other characters need to have some more weaknesses and need to be toned down, and we need to bring out like the uniqueness of certain characters, because right now in the current state of Street Fighter 6 year 3 going into year 4, having really high damage is not an Akuma specific thing. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think I'm completely wrong? If you do, let me know. If you agree, also let me know. I'm sure I'm going to be catching a lot of flack for this one, but you know, I'm not trying to say I'm right or is, you know, this is exactly what should happen. It's just my opinion, what I think the game should kind of move towards going on to year 4, and I would love to hear what you guys think. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me out so much as a content creator and allows me to make more videos like this in the future. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.